Oh,
what
definitely.
stands out about the progress he's made and also his game for people that haven't had opportunities?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's made strides even since the summer. Really got himself in great shape. And, I think he has a natural scoring ability. He just finds a way to get to the basket, he can make outside shots, just has a knack for scoring. And it just comes natural for him.
What about Hepburn? I mean, Brad was saying on a media day that one of the things that he noticed was his ability to defend, or his willingness to defend.
Definitely. He has that bulldog mentality. Really takes a lot of pride defensively. Get in, pick up guys full court. Honestly, a lot of times we got to kind of pull him back because he really wants to get after guys. It's going to be a learning process for him as far as what you can get away with and what you can do. But also at the same time, he's got to stay aggressive and play his game, and he's done a nice job of that. That's something you notice right away, but also he can affect the game without scoring. He scrimmaged a little bit the other day. I don't even think he took a shot, but he definitely had an impact on the game and on the outcome.
Is that, not to be too simplistic, but can that be the definition of a really good point guard? When you said he can affect the game without scoring.
Definitely, and it's hard to do at a young age, but he definitely has shown that he can do it already. Whether it be passing the ball or getting into the lane and just creating, or defensively coming up with steals. He's really been able to do so right away, and it shows. Early on in the summer, and it's improved since the summer. So it's nice to see from him.
Was he more advanced than a typical true freshman in terms of his IQ and ability
I
to
think
do
so.
things offensively?
I think so. I think he sees things that a lot of point guards you have to teach him. He just kind of has it naturally. I think he's kind of obviously been well coached before he got here, and has a great IQ as a point guard already. Has a great feel for the game, kind of knowing where guys are going to be, what's going to be open, and what he should be looking for. Guys like that, they kind of have eyes on the back of their head. It's like he's not looking at something, but he's seeing it, and you like to see that. At the same time, any freshman, he's going to have times where he sees something and it may have been open in high school and it's not open now. So he has some of those things, but he's kind of learning quickly. I think that's the great thing about him. He's really adapting and learning. When he makes a turnover or makes a mistake, you don't see him do the same thing again, at least in that same practice or even the next day. So he's a quick learner, and like I said, has a great IQ already.
Luke was talking about Brad's leadership, how good a leader he has been. Any examples of that, how he's kind of shown that with the around?
I think the biggest thing with him, he's always been a great leader with his voice and saying the right things, but I think the big thing for this team this year is for him to be a great leader just as far as, leading by example, showing these young guys what it takes, and they just need to take notes on his processes. How does he prepare for a game? How does he prepare for each practice? What's he do after practice? I think that's where this young team can really kind of lean and get some great advice just by watching. He doesn't really have to say anything, but he just has to be himself and enjoy this year, and they can learn from him that way.
Can you touch on what you've seen in Chris Konchus so far, especially since he hasn't really played organized basketball since coming here?
Yeah, this has been a huge step for him, and he's made a lot of strides since the summer. I think defensively and then also rebounding-wise, he shows a physicality right away that you like to see from a freshman, and he's learning quickly also. He brings it every day, and he's learning from, like I mentioned, Brad. His routines. I see Chris Hodges out here every day before practice working on his outside shooting and his form shooting, and doing those things, the little things that it takes to become a great player. And he's putting the work in, and I love. He's like a sponge. He takes it in. If you say something to him, he doesn't have anything to say back. It's yes sir, and he's getting right after it. And that's what you want to see from the young team.
Gene, when you guys recruited Neath, and he committed, what did you think you had, and what have you seen to this date, I know it's early, where he should be able to help this team?
Well, definitely his athleticism and just versatility as a guard. You know, he has the ability to play some point guard if you need him to play point guard. We had to move him over to the 4 last scrimmage. So, you know, 1 through 4, with the ability to guard 1 through 4 and to play 1 through 4 on offense, gives the team great versatility, and he's shown that already. You know, being older, he kind of picks things up a little bit quicker. You know, because he's kind of done these things before, or kind of already knows our system a little bit. So it's kind of nice that he can pick things up and play different positions. And he's really improved his outside shot. You know, that was one thing that, you know, in the past he struggled with, but he's really shot it well. So he's putting the work in. I'll tell you what, he's nonstop with the wanting to watch film and come in and get extra work, and you know, that's nice to see.
You mentioned the outside shot, but in the one time we saw the guy scrimmage, he struck me as a strong, thick guy.
Yeah.
Should he be able to do some damage around the basket, even if it's just getting to the line?
For sure. I think that's what he's learning.
Okay.
You know, what opportunities are there for him. And, you know, he's using his strength, and he has great touch around the basket. You know, he's really worked on post moves and posting up some guards and seeing those opportunities within the offense. And I think that's a big thing with him, is just trying to adapt to the system and figure out, you know, how he can help us out within the system and not over dribble and try to do things on his own. Just do it within the system. And he's picking those things up and watching more film to try to do that.
On the returning players, as far as the jumps from last year to this year, where do you think anybody stand out that's kind of made a big jump?
Biggest jumps? It's pretty early now, so it's hard to see. I would say Stephen Crowell definitely, you know, has taken another jump. He finished strong last year, and I think he's taken another jump. I think Ben Carlson has taken a nice jump. You like to see, you know, Tyler Wall, you know, is taking another jump, and honestly, Jonathan Davis. You know, I think coming from the USA team, he comes with a new confidence and a different mentality. You can definitely see that every day in practice. You know, he's definitely in attack mode and kind of taking that on his shoulders. And you know, there's been a lot of strides. You know, it's early. I don't want to talk anybody up too big yet, but there's a lot of guys making some strides. So we're happy to see that.
In terms of your backcourt, obviously some guys got to earn some stuff, but does the athletic ability allow you guys to do a little more running and get in the open floor this year?
I think so. You know, they're always able to push the ball, and they kind of earn their leash, so to speak, as long as we can push that ball and not turn it over. And we have multiple guys that can do it, but we also have a young team, so we've got to learn, you know, when to push it, when to kind of probe and then pull it back out and run the offense. That'll be a learning process. But yeah, definitely the ability's there where we have multiple guys that can push the ball. I think it starts, you know, Chucky is a unique player that definitely will, whether you want him to push the ball or not, he's going to push it. So that's nice to have. But if he can make plays like we've seen him make plays, we definitely have that opportunity available.